humanitarian catastrophe and realize peace in the Middle East in a timely fashion. Thank you.
I thank the representative of China for their statement. I give the floor to the representative of Malta.
Thank you, President. And I begin by thanking Special Coordinator Wennesland for his briefing and Ms. Helen Clark for her important statement. President, today we are discussing the implementation of Resolution 2334, which unequivocally states that Israeli settlements in Palestinian territory constitute a flagrant violation of international law and are a major obstacle to the two-state solution. In its advisory opinion of 19 July, the International Court of Justice reaffirmed that settlements are unlawful under international law and must come to an immediate halt. The court further emphasized Israel's obligation to end this occupation, halt all settlement activity, and evacuate existing settlers. Yesterday, the General Assembly overwhelmingly voted in favor of modalities which would ensure that this advisory opinion is fully respected and implemented. Malta voted in favor of this historic resolution and calls on Israel to end its unlawful presence in the occupied Palestinian territory as rapidly as possible. Meanwhile, the conditions in Gaza remain unbearable, and the security and humanitarian situation in the occupied West Bank continues to degrade rapidly and steadily. Since 7 October, nearly 700 Palestinians have been killed in the West Bank, including East Jerusalem. Israeli incursions in Palestinian cities now regularly comprise of military operations, which include airstrikes, destruction of infrastructure, and the unlawful use of force. The latest operation targeting militants and refugee camps left 36 Palestinians dead, including 8 children. Malta once again condemns any acts targeting and endangering civilian life. Palestinians are forced to contend with mass arbitrary detainment and reports of other types of mistreatment and disturbing reports of sexual violence. Incessant attacks and intimidation from Israeli settlers has resulted in several deaths and injuries, damage of property, and forced displacement. Amid traumatizing violent raids, insecurity, and traumatic conditions, mothers and their children have extremely limited access to maternal and reproductive health care and face unthinkable mental challenges. We strongly emphasize the importance of ensuring that aid distribution considers the specific needs of women and girls. At the same time, while such mitigation efforts are important, they do not address the root cause of the insecurity. We stress that as the occupying power, Israel must abide by its obligations under international law and protect the Palestinian population against all acts or threats of violence. President, the restoration of a political horizon must remain central to our efforts. This must start with an immediate and permanent ceasefire in Gaza, the safe return of hostages to Israel, and adequate humanitarian relief for the Gazan population in line with Council Resolution 2735. This must be accompanied with de-escalatory efforts in the wider region, including along the Blue Line, which can only be achieved through diplomatic progress. Also integral is the provision of fiscal and political support to the Palestinian Authority, enabling it to effectively govern over the West Bank and Gaza, while ensuring its active participation in discussions surrounding Gaza's recovery. In conclusion, President, the international community must unite behind an irreversible realization of the two-state solution in line with relevant Security Council resolutions and internationally agreed parameters, which puts an end to the occupation and ensures that the Palestinian aspirations for statehood and Israel's security are equally fulfilled. This is the only way to bring a lasting